And welcome to the 2026 season of Who Gives a Hoot. I'm Luke, Braden, John, and it's been a while.
The hibernation was not great.
And I've been trying to sate the need for football with the Kings, but it's not not quite the same as getting into Morrison to watch our boys play a month from today as we're recording.
Yeah. Yeah. But until then, I'm just doing fantasy MLS to do my at least something.
Well, I mean, hopefully you don't have Messi there as he illegally enters a referee training room and probably gets a
They've
slap on the wrist.
they've already changed that messaging. They said he actually did not enter the locker room, so no further action will need to be taken.
Yeah, yeah, of course. That's how it goes.
As Matt Miazga's only fan in the United States, this is unfair.
We have a Miazga apologist here.
Listen, I'm not an apologist. I'm not an apologist. I just say I like him for what he does. Outside of that,
Because
Uh,
that man has done some questionable things.
yeah, he did a
uh,
lot.
I'm gonna definitely say that qualifies you as an apologist. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but yeah, so we've had an eventful off season. A lot of departures. But departures on trade for more than necessarily we've had just the freeze. Uh, we we didn't renew a couple contracts, but we've had some younger guys get traded away for some good spots. But we brought in a very solid replacement. Uh, Whether it's Jamie finally getting his wings under him, or Vinny's been been kicking butt and watching tape for the entirety of the off season. And we're what, three friendlies into preseason. Boys had their training camp down in Florida, and they're back in the metro gearing up, or at least theoretically back in the metro gearing up.
Yep. My only question.
Definitely,
Yeah, go, JR.
we definitely added guys in different phases. We started with Vinny's old guys from Tormenta. Then we just started, adding some more familiar USL names at both levels. And then it started becoming college kids, some, I think at least one, who has Atlanta United ties with Jamie, I think, or at least Atlanta ties. I think that would be Cam Lawrence, right?
I think so, yeah.
I want to say he's from Atlanta.
I mean, as the anonymous Wikipedia editor, I'd assume you'd have all the tea there.
I mean, some guys don't have links.
Yeah,
That is the downside of this league is we're what, 7 years, 8 years into USL One being a professional league, and still not getting necessarily the coverage for the guys that you need.
yeah,
You've still really got to dig for some of them.
yeah.
Every now and then somebody goes rogue on Wiki and they start actually like uh articles for people saying that they don't deserve to have them.
Yeah, that's a big
It,
edit war right there.
it happened to Devin Boyce and it's happened to Adrian Billard. So some former Union Omaha and new Union Omaha uh instances.
I don't donate to Wikipedia to have USL One players removed. I mean, no, no. We all know we're making it to the Champions League this year, so and I expect all of our guys to have full blown Wikipedia pages, not just stubs.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah. Actually, I wonder if transfer markets are a little bit better with that because I know at the very least they're never removing players for no reason.
Have been. They're pretty up to date. Hats off to the guys at USL Tactics though. Their transfer tracker's been very, very good. So
Yeah,
look at them and
they've got
transfer
that down
market
to a
and you can get
science.
all of it.
Well, as far as like incoming transfers, where are you guys most excited? Um, like who, which signing kind of caught you off guard? Which one has made you be like, okay, this is a little different.
Like I don't want to say it's one, but like when we signed Bill Hurt and then we also signed Kempes as well, it kind of got to the point where like, oh, we're poaching other people from other League One teams now. And I wonder
Pepper
if,
Tequila.
yeah,
That's
like,
that's the one. That's the guy.
but the thing is that my question is that are we getting to the point where the league is starting to stratify a little bit, where certain teams are able to do that kind of like the whole Bayern buying from their enemies thing? Uh, and granted, it's been the thing that's kind of been common. Spokane's definitely done that. Madison kind of tried to do that a little bit. And for the most part, there's been a rotation of players depending on where they go. But my main thing is that if we're starting to do that more often, are other teams going to be able to do that now? Because that's definitely not something that we've always done. We've done it a couple times, but it was because they were either at really low or it was just because natural movements of players.
Yeah, and in over the past couple of years, I think the most noticeable who've picked up um, Madison becoming a former Union Omaha team, obviously with clubs kind of going in and out of existence, which still continues to this day. Um,
19
it,
p.m. on Sunday, February 22nd, by the way, just for
Yeah,
the news could change by the morning.
yeah.
you know what? Tormenta might be fine. I don't know. The smoke is just, very thick.
It's the tires are on fire. We aren't sure what's behind the tire fire.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's the dirt hill.
but
We all know that.
no, with like Tucson was the last big shakeup. I felt like NOCO last year, but that was kind of expected. But like Tucson had a solid run, and their players being poached off. But we had a little bit of back and forth between clubs in previous years, one player here or there. But this has been a very heavy trade from club to club year or just free agent acquisition. And I feel like there's been more trades club to club than there have been in previous years.
Oh yeah. What was I feel like there was a couple, like not us, but
Well, no, we had to the Cosmos.
oh yeah, we had Anderson. Yeah,
Yeah,
he got
which
transferred.
that
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was really a transfer. I'm thinking it might have been mutual
Mutual.
consent, some
Yeah.
sort of thing. I'm not sure we got
it's
anything.
well, I'm wondering if that we may have acquired an international spot.
See, that's what I'm thinking because Cosmos are definitely going the direction of,
Domestic.
New York metro area players.
Yeah.
So same as what like Westchester's doing this year too. And so they're just going more the community route than they are just, trying to get the best guy they can get no matter where they're from.
Yeah, they're trying to build the fandom, try to build the hype back up. I mean, Cosmos have a storied history, but no, they're not the Cosmos of yesteryear. They're not coming in with Pele level. They're coming in at League One, third tier of professional American soccer, and the only functional third tier, really. as a competitive avenue.
Yeah.
You can argue that with MLS Next Pro, but I'm not going to argue with them because they're just trash.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, there's Anderson. Obviously, we did get a fee for Mark Bronick. I don't know what the
Yeah.
lease fee for that, which is a great move for him, especially with
Yeah.
Seattle. They've played the kids a lot, especially in like more not off competitions, but like Champions Cup, Open Cup. They do that a lot.
Well, like their two team is one of those storied ones that actually, they've is that they still maintain their individual name. They haven't gone the MLS Next Pro route.
Yeah, they're still
Tacoma
Tacoma Defiance.
Defiance.
Yeah, defiant of MLS Next Pro. No, love to see him actually split off and join the league, but boy can hope.
Yeah.
With that, it's a good spot there. He's young enough and has the ability to get there. They pull a lot off their second, and they get some good transfers out too. That very good academy system, very good, just overall ability to disperse as needed.
Yeah, which I mean, Mark, does he have a Ukrainian passport? I know he's.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, if he does, that makes it a little bit easier if he wants to go to Europe.
See him play at Shakhtar.
They're not. I wouldn't play there right now. I think they play in Poland right now.
Yeah, I think they've been playing in Poland because now they last time they had a league in Ukraine, they were winners of their perpetual Champions League.
Yeah. Anyway, but
Transfer Market does have him as a dually.
Okay. Yeah. So works. Obviously, there's that big one is Lagos to Portland, which that hurts a lot. Not only because he was just good player, fun guy to watch, overall great guy as well. So
yeah, he is one of those players that you really enjoyed watching. He wasn't always on top of his game, but when he was on top of his game, he's lights out.
Yeah.
Him going to play for Bobby is definitely, I think, it's not a crazy one.
No.
And he's going to be somebody I'm going to worry about in this season coming against us.
And then if we're talking about former players, also I'm going Betcher. Mr. Ryan Betcher is at Fort Wayne now, which that's a great signing. I thought we would try at least get him back.
Well, I'm wondering if we didn't necessarily have an option to.
Yeah. Which, yeah, that's fine. I get that. Also, pretty sure it's a little bit closer to home because I think he is, at least his family's around that area. So
yeah,
it makes it a little bit easier for him. I hope.
Yeah, that's definitely something you see at our level is if you can play near family, you end up doing it. The salaries are still trash. Considering how awful the CBA agreements or lack of agreements have been at the C level, I don't expect to see one for USL 1 in the near future.
Yeah.
I look at Fort Wayne. I don't recognize a lot of these names on their roster. Shipman's the only other one that I recognize off the top of my head.
Yeah, Fort Wayne's been interesting. I don't think they technically have their stadium finished until a little bit later into the season. So they won't be playing as many home games early on.
Yeah, because who do we have with like purpose-built stadiums coming into the league? Greenville's got theirs going live this year. Fort Wayne.
Yep.
Boise will start in theirs.
Yep.
Boise's starting in theirs.
I like Boise's, and I know it's not the best looking, but I think it definitely got that little bit of yes, we know it's a converted racehorse, horse, but they make it work and look pretty good for what it is.
It's got
using the land you have.
Yeah.
It's got vibes to kind of Tampa. Tampa's playing where the Mets used to play their spring training, and you can tell based on the seating that it's former baseball, just like Breeze. But the difference with Boise's is that their sideline ending at like, I don't know, call it hockey, call it the blue line.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird to have a stadium end at that part on the sideline and then go all the way to the opposite corner and still go around. That's gonna look weird. That's gonna look weird on TV. It's gonna look weird from above. But
Yeah.
I mean, they've got one. We don't have one yet. So
Hey, but we're playing in a soccer specific stadium.
Yeah, that is true. Listen, as much as the surface at Morrison is not as high quality at UNO, and that's always a big thing. I like Morrison a lot. I think it's granted I have a little bit of big memories because I remember watching Creighton women win the Missouri Valley Conference in 2010 there, as well as watching Dion Akoff almost get to the national it was the national final because they were in the Final Four in that year
Yeah.
as well. But also, it's a great vibe. Everyone knows Morrison if you know soccer in Omaha. And I think for the most part, even if you don't know soccer, you know about it. So it's a well-known location, and hopefully more people will be there.
Well, even though we're still trending towards getting our own stadium, until shovels are in the ground, I'm still not getting my hopes way up. But everyone has been saying since day one of why the hell don't you just play it at Morrison? Why don't you play it at Creighton? And granted the Werner Park term expired and made that finally doable as we were kind of locked in with Sarpy County, I think, because of the renovations for X amount of years.
Yeah.
But having it in the place where everybody expects you to play is definitely helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Until we have a home that's actually our own, it's going to be, I think, a much better vibe. And provided you can actually get there with current Omaha traffic patterns, it should be very well attended.
Yeah. And then speaking of the fact that we're moving from Werner, we're also no longer have Marty on the team for front office, which kind of a big deal. I feel like it's finally kind of fully split there.
Yeah. No, I mean, Marty always had baseball in his blood. He was definitely had the right intentions in mind for soccer, but having that full split, not being split between two teams, two organizations, is definitely, I think, going to be a very, very beneficial move for Union Omaha. As I understand, they're doing a nationwide search for new president. In the meantime, we're sitting with just the current structure as is. I'm sure Alexis is probably picking up a little bit more duties than she initially thought she was signing on for now, but
she got a new title. I remember they added a title to her, so she's taking over some of Marty's stuff full time.
Yeah. She's COO.
Yeah, COO.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's essentially taking over what the Hamanoff role was.
Yeah, because I think Gary is officially the CEO. At least that's his title.
Well, of Alliance Sports, I don't know if he's actually, all the subsidiaries that you get with that much money.
Yeah, the main thing I would hope, at least leading up to not just this season, but a little bit long term, they also get a little bit more people in there to help out, because I know with the fact that I don't know how much Creighton's going to be helping out on game days besides like basic security stuff and concessions for the most part. Yeah, go for it.
Well, I mean, the only revenue that's going to be coming in is merch sales and maybe a portion of tickets, because as far as I remember, talking in the Peter days and in the Hamanoff days, was the concessions there are controlled by Creighton, and like you don't have a say at all. Like, you can staff more people at it, but you don't get a cut from it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess with that, it's also a different athletic director, so I don't know if we got a little bit extra there compared to back then for
Yeah.
Creighton. But either way, I definitely can say, at least with the amount of interest that more people have been talking about because it's in Creighton now, that's always the biggest thing that we can hope for.
Well, I mean, middle of summer, you're driving the 480 or 480, you see the lights and you see somebody playing, that immediately just kind of clicks of, well, what's going on there? It's not college.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you get that bit of a win, just from being in a spot where it's visible, you can know what's going on, not just baseball park that has, 70 events a week, um, during baseball season. And, you see the lights on, you just assume it's another game.
Yep. Mm. Yeah.
Also, you can actually, go to dinner before or after. You
Yeah.
can go do things. You can walk to them.
Yeah. Yeah, you can walk. It's slightly
I mean,
walkable.
it might be a little bit more of a laborious walk than one would want, but I'm not against it.
No.
It's you got a trek and you got some exchanges that you got to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the closest you could walk to from Werner Park was sprinting across 370, which has no crosswalks, to go to the Phoenix restaurant, bar, lounge, whatever it is over there.
Yeah.
True.
So, having a happy bar across the parking lot, that's a win.
Yeah. There's also a donut shop like a quarter mile away as well. So
Yeah. See, donuts and beer. It's perfect.
I
What
don't know
more
if
do
it'll
you
be
need in
open
life,
in time,
John?
but it's there.
We just need some 11 a.m. kicks.
I mean, we will have the kids game. We'll
I'll
have the
have at
kids
least
game
one.
again.
Such a such a great idea. I mean, it's fantastic for group sales, but
I mean, we
yeah.
also have a normal schedule. We are not waiting 2, 3, 4 weeks until we get a first home game. We get it. Is it the second week of matches?
Yeah, our second game's here. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
Yeah.
we've opened here more often, I think, than we realize. It's just that it's March, April, May. It's always one here, two away, one here, two away,
Well,
and it's a lot more level now. Even kind of a little bit more front litter for us. We end with a lot of road games this year.
yeah.
so the difference has been, like, if we're playing an early game, it's not where we're playing the rest of our games. Like, our early games have been at UNO or
Hmm.
Creighton, whereas this is first home game is where we're playing the season. And I think that's the biggest thing there.
Yeah.
You get into the stadium, you get used to everything early, and then it's the season, and
Cool.
you're with how many, assuming Tormenta actually finds a way to get insurance, um, how many teams?
It'd be 17 without Tormenta, which,
Oh, 18 with Tormenta,
yeah.
Yeah, so we were
which
supposed to
is,
play 34 this year.
and so it'd be a scramble of either fill that in with other teams if Tormenta drops out last minute, which would be the most USL League One thing out there. But
I think they should just
That
call it.
can't be allowed.
Yeah, they should just.
It's just gonna. It'll just be a 17 team table. We play 32 games. It sucks.
yeah,
The the uh the USL Cup is a bit more interesting. Tormenta are in a group with just 6 teams, not 7. And if I remember correctly from their group, Tampa is the only one who does not play them. So do you do points per game? I mean, and it's points per game for 3 games versus 4 games is like huge disparity.
I mean,
And then you basically just say that, okay, you can't get the wild card team from that group. It's just impossible.
yeah. I mean, there's also the fact that it's like it goes straight to penalties in a draw too, so that might make it a little bit easier to shake it up. But Eh,
Yeah.
I think we're overthinking it. I'm sure the league is gonna figure it out. It's gonna be make it a little bit
Oh,
easier
I'm
with.
sure the league is not overthinking it either. No, they've got this under control.
Which
Like they're probably at this point of like, can we just have 1 year where we're not having to tweak the schedule because of some crappy ownership situation?
listen, if the league would stop funneling all their money to the strip club next door, it would make it a lot easier. Um,
Yeah, but what
Oh,
else is in
yeah,
Tampa?
yeah, gotta say it's strip clubs and Scientology.
but I mean, nice thing is the fact that's even schedule. Everyone plays each other home and away in the league. Just have an extra game off or 2 weeks off, I guess. Um, uh, I'd say
Hockey,
overall the hard part about the league now is with so many expansion sides, it's trying to kind of hard to predict who's going to do well again.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at our first four games, we've got Spokane away. They've established. Then we have our Open Cup in the middle of that week.
Yeah,
So that's what against the Buffs in St. Louis or
yeah, St. Louis, yeah.
yeah. Um, and then Boise, which I know they're excited about that. We had a little back and forth with their pod out there, and Braden, you're going to be jumping on that with them at some point in March. So
Yep.
something to look out for if you want to know more about the league. Then we got Corpus Christi, right or next weekend after Boise.
Yep.
So we get to see two new clubs in our first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's going to
Uh,
be exciting for sure.
a lot of familiar faces. Iman Zayed is back in USL League One as well. So
Did he ever really leave?
no, at this point, it's a weird relationship where like he can't quite leave it yet.
He's
he stayed at
contractually
No
bound with no contract.
he stayed at NoCo for longer than I would have thought he did. And
Yeah.
they announced he was leaving right before they played in that NISA tournament. So that's probably like him going to them saying, "Hey, can you do this announcement before you guys go to that thing? Because I don't want my name attached to that.
That's
I
fair.
don't want
Well,
that smell."
well, yeah, no, I'm sure it was. Uh, I don't know for certain, but it just he was contractually, due to collect a salary through the year. They couldn't break that. Didn't have the release clause or something. And then, like you said before Nisa, just like no, do not want to be touching Nisa. That's a career ender.
Yeah.
Purpose this roster is a interesting one. Some names you've heard of: Patrick Langley, Jackson Dietrich, Alexis Cerritos, Jake Keegan, of course. But Boise, I think, is the one to pay attention to. Charlie Adams, Jonathan Ricketts, Nick Moon, Jake Dengler, Jake Kroll, Zuma Shabane.
Okay, so
How many
only thing
teams has Keegan played for at this point?
There's at least 5 in the
yeah.
league. There's at least 5.
Okay, that's kind of where my brain was at. He's got to be the most teams in the league journeyman at this point.
USL 1 for sure, I would think.
I mean, yeah. USL one for sure. I'm sure there's probably some USL veteran out there that definitely has a bit more. Mm.
6. I forget he got loaned to NoCo from Knoxville.
Yeah, that did happen. That
Yep.
happened mid-season.
So that's technically puts it at 6.
Yeah, this would be 6. And 7 if you want to count that he went back to Greenville for a year.
No, we don't count Greenville.
You don't count that twice.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think though,
Yeah.
if you wanted to assign tiers, Boise, I'm on the fence of putting in the top tier with us. I think it's us, Portland, and Knoxville. And you can make an argument for Boise. You can make an argument for Spokane. Spokane's not made a lot of noise bringing guys back. we've heard of the guys they brought in, Joe Gallardo, Marky Hernandez, and Simon Fitt, but that's all they've really announced.
Well, they like last year definitely felt like they were finally getting to the point of where their build wanted to be. And I feel like they've got the support and the money behind it that they can kind of keep who they want and just continue to build there. Just something you won't see a whole lot in the league. Um, Portland has gone through a massive rebuild. I mean, we talked about Lagos going out there. But like they have signed some good names out. They have one of the most ravenous fan bases in the country, and yeah, I'd put them at that top tier. Boise is definitely one that I think has the ability to be there. Spokane has the ability to be there. Yeah, and it's still really hard to predict the league. Um, and when you've got as many teams as we do and as many brand new teams where their social media and their posting is a little sporadic. I mean, that's always kind of the case in this league. You got teams that don't announce anything, like Corpus Christi, we weren't sure was alive, and well, they just had a slew of announcements.
Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna make predictions, I'm just gonna say Richmond's gonna be second to bottom again. But
What do you, I think this could be Richmond's year. They could be third from bottom.
third from bottom, right? But actually, my one thing I feel like I don't feel like Portland specifically. They lost a lot of really good guys to championship, and I'm not quite sure they've replaced them at the caliber that they have.
I I think they have like just. I mean, we're not a Portland pod,
No.
uh, but I mean, looking where they have, they maintain some very good players. Um, Lagos, Breck Evans.
Breck Evans is sneaky, the one that's I think their most important pickup. They lost a lot. They lost a lot in their back four.
Yeah, which that's my biggest thing there because like they're not gonna be horrible. They're not gonna be dropping off a cliff. I don't think they're gonna be quite as good as people want them to be.
Well, they also picked up Terzaghi. I mean,
I
granted,
also think that wasn't as good of a signing as they
no.
make it
I
out.
mean, it's not that good of a signing. He's what 55 at this point.
Okay, he's not that old.
I mean, he's one of the older players in League One. No, I guess he's only 32.
Yeah.
So he,
Terzaghi,
He's got enough goal scorers on that team. He's not going to start. He's starting for the guys they brought back. Ollie Wright,
No.
JT Kamara,
but yeah,
Mikey
Ollie
Lopez,
Wright was one I
Rashadi
was
Wada.
surprised
He's
they
not starting over those guys.
No, I don't think he is. But you have, if you're able to have Terzaghi come off the bench, like
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
yeah, because Ollie Wright was what I was surprised that they held on to. He definitely had C written all over him to me.
Yeah.
But the where we kind of sit going into this season, I think we'll probably try and get one more out before the season starts. I think we're going to be above the playoff line, but that's kind of our bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like if Union Omaha doesn't make it into the playoffs, is it a real season?
It is a real season, but with that, like my main question, especially with this is Vinny's first full year of coaching.
Yeah.
He did amazing as an interim, getting the guys out of was essentially just at that point a season-long slump, and then getting everyone not only working hard, but also the way we were playing compared to where before, the system he brought about. Like it was, that's what I can describe it, was oppressive when we attacked because we would simply have so many shots in goal, And the only way a team was going to try and beat us is if they were even able to get on the break. And that's even if we let them have it, which is a bit different compared to other teams that try to keep possession. They'll dink it around in their own third sometimes and then eventually move it up. But we were constantly pressuring that.
Yeah.
My question is, are we going to be able to maintain that full season? And how are we going to, at least with this new like roster construction, go about it? Because it's also a completely different field as well. We're not playing on Warner. It's not going to be as easy to do that as well.
Yeah.
I think with the move downtown, there's going to be a lot of reliance on energy. You get the fan support there that can boost a team, keep a guy going for another 10 minutes if he's getting the full support. So I mean that's a huge importance there. Get the fans out, get them loud, keep them loud for the full 90. But the defensive signings were better than I thought they were going to be. I think we're going to see more out of our defense this year than we did last. No, I would have liked to have maintained Holt. That he had a lot of potential, but him getting out and as deep as we are, he would have been in rotation again. So start with the strong defense and then have the explosive attack. And I think we've signed a lot of guys, and the guys we've retained are there for the explosive attack. I think we let go of some egos that were potentially harmful. And, you bring in better vibes from throughout the entire season, you see better results.
I think you might see the start of this season with more players playing more familiar positions than maybe what we saw at the start of last season. And definitely after we got like a month and a half into the season when it seemed like, Brandon Knapp played 4 different positions in a single game. So, and I think you're probably going to see kind of alluding to what you were saying, Luke, like I think our fullbacks are not going to have a higher up position on average than what we were used to seeing with Charlie and Dion. I think it's probably going to be Sammy Gaderi and Yunus Budati that are probably our starting fullbacks for the time being. And I'm sure that it seems like they're going to kind of let where the ball is dictate how high up they go and maybe not have as much of a say in any of the offensive pressure. That's kind of what I'm seeing with how the roster's built. Looking at potentially guys playing again in positions that they're very comfortable with. And hopefully, knock on wood, everybody is fit to start the season and nobody pulls a hamstring.
Yeah.
Why would you have to go specific with it? Never go specific with it.
Fine. They pull their brachioradialis on him. That's an arm. That's an arm muscle.
They gotta. Hopefully, nobody gets a bad haircut.
There you go. There you go.
There we go.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, we're going to be talking about a little bit what we're doing for that. I was able to go watch a friendly, though not officially in any public capacity.
You happened to glance at it as you stood staring at the field from a parking garage?
Yeah, that I'm go to a university for, so I can't. I'm being studious, I'm studying.
Yeah. You were able to connect to their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Technically not trespassing.
Yeah. But yeah, we did play a back 4 during the UNO friendly on Valentine's Day. We're not playing as much up with our fullbacks, left back and right back. They were not being as offensive. And we were kind of playing a little bit of a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 shape. Pato was the lead striker. I think it was Kempis that was right behind him most of the time. I don't know if he was trying to be like a false 9 or just a midfielder in that role. Granted, that's kind of about where he usually is for Knoxville anyway. And then also had Sergio. He was playing striker once he got subbed in at one point. Lawrence was playing defensive midfield, pushing up as well.
Good.
And then Coleman and Owusu, they were both center backs when they were subbed in or out. So usual stuff that we're kind of expecting. It was a pretty decent game, 1-3-1. And for the most part, it looked pretty casual for them. None of them looked they were going all out. So
And I mean, as far as goalkeeping, even play of Shido and Jensen.
yeah, we've been switching out, which for our most recent friendly, which was yesterday against Colorado Springs, looks like Jensen was in goal right off the bat. So
Okay.
we'll see who's going to be starting day one, and can't say which one was better at this point. So
I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting one. In Jensen has had some very, very solid growth. Shido is being pushed by. I mean, Shido always does best when he has a goalkeeper who's actually giving him a run for his money.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going to see this year is actual fight for starting spot there.
Yeah. And I have to say I don't really know how obviously with the starting lineup that we had for I'm guessing that's probably about close to what we're going to try and do. Maybe a couple players here that are going to be missed that put in and out because I think Sam didn't start for center back initially. I think he's at least going to be in rotation for sure.
Yeah.
But given who we have,
yeah, curious to see how Blake's endurance is when we get to mid-late April.
Yeah.
Did you not see his montage?
Social media stuff?
Yeah.
Was it on Instagram?
I think it's on Instagram.
I'm not on the gram. Not often.
I am. I don't check player stuff anyway. So
and also, being in Puerto Rico for a full week, I was kind of a little bit off of social media stuff following the team.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Dion level montage. Fantastic.
Okay.
So I'm feeling he's coming in confident, coming in strong. Definitely think he's going to be a contender. He's been putting in the work to make sure he's a contender there. So, but we've got as I said, month till our first home game. We've got 3 weeks till the start of the season. A lot to kind of look forward to. It feels like we're going to have at least one or two more signings. Whether it's before the season starts or a week or two after, just kind of seeing where the holes fill in or need filling in.
Yeah. And then, of course, the second friendly that we have at least some confirmation of what happened. We did have Colorado Springs yesterday, which that did not end well. That was a little of a surprise there. 4-0. Granted, it wasn't Colorado Springs and
altitude.
Well, yeah, that's our killer, ain't it? We'll just chalk it up to altitude.
Yeah, it's 100% altitude. Nothing to do with skill, just altitude.
Yeah. But from the two clips I saw for the first two goals, it was a brace for that guy from Colorado Springs, and he hit those well. So I can't fault them for that.
Yeah.
And also, I think Colorado Springs might be one of the better teams in the Western Conference and championship this year. So,
if they finish, top there, definitely not going to be hurt losing them in preseason.
Yeah. Other than that, preparation is nothing crazy. But we do have a kit launch. That's nice.
Yeah, what's that? The 5th?
Yeah, March 5th on that Thursday night. If you are listening to this once we release it, check your emails. If you're a season ticket member, you will be able to sign up for at least one ticket that you own. So
what one one ticket per seat purchased, I think, is their official.
Yeah.
Oh. With that, first, get in a room, see the new kit, meet some of the new players should be a good time.
Yeah.
Did you miss that email when you were in Puerto Rico, John?
No, that one I got. That one I got. I will be at that.
Okay. I wasn't sure if the Cuba Libres were getting to you too much.
Yeah.
Being in Puerto Rico for when Bad Bunny was performing at the Super Bowl, though, was a vibe.
I can imagine that had to be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that level of energy to Morrison this year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if we can figure that out, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. But all right. Yeah, we'll be going into this season, trying to bring you some regular content here. Feel like we've all had a good little recharge, and it should be an exciting one, full of hopes and dreams and all of those things.
A lot of hate.
The hate come with the summer. Let the heat bring the hate.
No. Hate is constant, whether it be cold or hot.
Pain. Bring the pain.
That too as well. Yeah. But that's other things.
All right, guys. I got one last question for you. Who gives a hoot? We do.
We do.